welcome to another Red Raider contest. This is Gary McNeil along with Lou Mott, welcoming, and Carl King on camera saying welcome to a Red Raider basketball game, London and Bexley. This is Saturday, January 26th, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, and we had nothing better to do but come out here and do a girls basketball game. Lou, what do you think?
Well, we haven't seen them for about 3 weeks. They had a long, very unusual, about 6 games in a row where they played away, and London beat Whitehall, and they beat Urbana, and they lost a couple to not Licking Valley, but no, they beat Lakewood also. So they won 3 games. They probably were 3-3 during that stretch.
Yeah, I guess the Dobmar girl up at Lakewood was hurt. She's got a busted ankle or knee, something like that, and she's going to have possible surgery. So she didn't get to play against us. I know she's very upset about that. And then all of a sudden we walk in here tonight and we find the Clifton girl is on crutches, where she busted her ankle up yesterday, and so she's not going to be playing tonight. So we're going to have a new lineup starting tonight. It's going to be something new to look forward to. London girls are 6-9 and 2-4 in the league.
Bexley is 11-4 and 5-1 in the league, so they're their usual tough self.
Yeah, they took it to us last time. We went over there, and I guess we kind of took a licking. So we got about a minute to go before this gets started here, but anyway, I'm looking for a really good contest. So, folks, I'm going to have Carl take it down the floor. And in the meantime, hold on. Go to camera 2, ready to roll. We just got about a minute left before this game starts. I do have a couple things here. See what we got on Craner. She's shooting like 38% from 2-point range. 19% from 3-point range, and she's probably our leading scorer.
Almost 70% free throws.
Yeah, it is almost. So that's, and she's our main, holdover from last year. So we'll have a few more right after this.
Once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to London High School for the evening's varsity basketball game, featuring the Lions from Bexley High School and the Red Raiders from London High School. Now to honor this great country of ours, would you all please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
There we go. Yeah, I knew I saw Brady earlier. This will be her coming out day, because DeWitt's not down there either.
At guard, the 5'7" sophomore, number 11, Carrie LaFleur. At forward, the 5'9" senior, number 13, Jennifer O'Taylor. At guard, the 5'8" sophomore, number 20, Lindsay Chaplin. At forward, the 5'7" sophomore, number 22, Maggie Stone. And at the post, a 6' sophomore, number 33, Anna Parlett. Lions are coached by Mr. Wade Rockwell, assisted by Gary Pratt and Maggie Smith. Now the starting lineups for your Red Raiders. At guard, 5'3" freshman number 22, Alethea Lamerson.
Alethea Lamerson is starting once again. She's a freshman.
Number 42,
Chelsea Beathers, senior.
At goal, the 6' junior, number 44, Shannon Mason.
Shannon Mason. This could be her coming out tonight.
Number 52, Jessica Brady.
Jessica Brady.
And guard, the 5'7" senior.
And Ashley Craner.
Red Raiders are coached by Mr. Steve Lyons. Our officials for this evening's game, Mr. Mike Gill, Mr. Jack Lyon, and Mr. Chuck Turner.
Steve Klein, the coach, and we're getting ready.
So here's a big-time referee. I don't know how we get someone like that. Well,
oh, really?
Saturday, I've seen him do some big games. The top crew.
All right. I've seen him before, but I don't know who he is.
I don't either.
Like I said
Don't
before,
back.
got Clifton out. Got close from her car. She's looking that way. This is going to be a new set here because we got Craner goes over top the head, get that one, and what I say, coming out tonight for Mason. Mason's got to pick up the slack because this Bexley team, I think, took them through the mill by about 25 or 30 the last time at their place.
That last play was the one that last year's team used for Joanne.
Really?
The guard sneaking off the right pass.
And you'll find out that the Lions are not bashful. When they growl, they're shooting.
I was watching them in the warm-ups. I didn't think they were that good of shooters, but
well, after you start looking at them, you're looking at all more except for two seniors.
Well, remember this was a team that I said had 5 freshmen in there during the tournament game last year.
Right.
So they're back.
So they can only get better, and they got 2 more years to do it in.
Shannon Mason, her first, team foul number 1. On the line, shooting 2, and at far left.
Mason picks up her first foul, and she's a big-time player in this game tonight. So she's got to be on her P's and Q's. Boy, it's quiet in here. You can hear a pin drop almost. Anna Parlett
makes one.
She makes one. Scores 2-1. Lamerson. She's taking over the point duty, huh? And Craner tries to split 2 and gets picked. That's some freshman, number 11. Carrie LaCroix. Oh, good move by Lamerson to get the ball over to Mason, but Mason couldn't finish.
52 on the back.
52. They call it. That's Brady.
That was on Jessica Brady at first. Team foul number 2.
So both of our post players got their first foul already, and Brady's going to get her second. And our first sighting of Jordan. She's going in the game now.
Number 32, Rachel Jordan.
Rachel Jordan. I guess she's been playing a few away games, but she's just now healthy for her first home game. So I'll see what that layoff has done to her, because she was projected to be one of the starters beginning of the season.
She's like that Joanne McClure that finally got into Tanya McClure for Ohio State.
She lit him up, didn't she?
For 2. Been out for 2 years.
I tell you what, she didn't show much. She didn't lose a whole lot. They were glad to get her back, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's their first win for a while. And Rachel makes her presence felt with that long arm and steal right off the bat. Let's see what Jordan can do in the post now. Lamerson spots, fakes, shoots. No good. Use the board, Lethia.
I believe it.
Use the board, kiddo. Craner, give her 3. No, both teams are not too bad, 5-3. And it's putting a lot of pressure on the ball, and we got to travel. Number 33, Anna Parlett. And we got some type of a press there, full-court press on Bexley's part. Emerson breaks that pretty easy, and she draws a foul. Both teams have 5 fouls.
No, 3 and 1.
3? Okay, I can't see it. There it is. Feathered into Brady. Not Brady, but Mason. Mason turns around, and she's going to the line shooting 2.
Fouls on Anna Parlett, her first. Team foul number 2 on the line shooting 2, Shannon Mason.
Shannon Mason. Gotta get used to Shannon's name. She's good on the first one. Shannon started out like a baller for a couple games, and then as far as home games, she's been fairly quiet. So this could be her coming out night for home. Well, they're pushing the ball good. Jennifer Saldo, she's a good little ball handler. Rachel Jordan. Rebound. Craner goes to the inside, and she's going to go shooting 2.
That was on 2 shots. Her first. Team foul number 3 on the line shooting 2, Ashley Craner.
She gives that the opportunity to pass a good look, but they're not getting themselves open.
Yeah.
I think the players are watching too much and making themselves available.
She's looking for somebody when she gets in her to throw it to, and she almost has to. She ends up forcing the ball.
Good, Rachel.
And we got a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Bexley.
It's a 1-3-1 zone press.
Wasn't very effective. Craner couldn't get away fast enough. And she's going to get called for a foul.
That was on Ashley Craner, her first. Team foul number 4. So the game for Bexley, number 21, Dana Greenlight.
6-3 is the score. 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Craner comes off. She keeps it in bounds. And they'll let it go out of bounds.
Heck of a save.
How'd they make that call? How was that call made, Carl? Craner dove and hit the ball and kept it in bounds.
Nobody was around her.
And they just followed it out of bounds. Well, this call's right.
Yeah,
they changed it? She was playing the corner ball in the side pocket. Corner pocket. That's where that ball went down the floor. I know. I better not talk about no billiards. I better leave the billiards alone. Red will be jumping all over that. Him and Ralph Watts. Craner's going hard to the bucket, but Jennifer had the ball, but she's standing on the line. So out of bounds to London. Beather will do the inbounding. Throw in. Good move. No finish. Mason playing a little volleyball there.
Bexley hasn't shown a good hit, but
until now. See, you had to say something.
Yeah. That's a sub.
21. Dana Greenhut. Another sophomore. Is there any seniors on the floor at all?
Number 13 is
13 and 14 are the only seniors on that team.
Nope, there's no seniors. They're all... Yeah, this tall one there.
13. One senior on the team. Rest of them are sophomores. Oh, she got rid of that ball quick. They're counting 3 seconds. They're double teaming Craner, but Beather steps up. But no good. How about that one? Hands everywhere. 6-6 is your score. You can't throw the ball when they're fronting them like that.
Oh, almost a blooper.
This is getting right down comical here. Have me a drink of water. .224 to go, Lou. We've seen a whole lot of energy used.
A whole lot of turnovers.
Whole lot of turnovers. And we've got a 6-6. Coach down there is Wade Brockwell, and he's telling them, he's showing them how to shoot, and that's all you got to do and be aggressive. He said that's how you get good.
But I don't understand what the benefit is to say you got to hustle, you got to be aggressive, you got to try hard, you got to. That's natural.
Yeah.
I need some other little advice.
What do you need?
Well, that girl should have hit it off the board for one thing. She was right in front of it. The bank shot. The passes are a little late. I just don't think they're that good as shooters. I just think the last time they played, it was a situation where everything went right for them and bad for us. And I think London's going to stay with them the whole game.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. We're at 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter.
There it is again.
Craner can't get it to go. And Jordan over the back and can't get it to go.
Beautiful job.
Use them long arms to her advantage. Lamerson uses her knee a lot, doesn't she? What'd you say now?
I told her not to hit the board.
8-6. Mason turns and lets one fly, and nothing doing. I was watching them come down the floor just this last time down, and we still had our back to them. We're still looking at the basket, and they're coming down the floor with the ball right behind us.
Bexley they have a pretty good team, and they've had a pretty good record, but they're not going to go very far in the tournament because they're playing a 5'7" girl in the post, and that isn't going to cut it. Nobody has a 5'7" girl in the post.
I heard that.
She might shoot them in, but she's not going to get a lot of rebounds. Number 21, Greenhut.
Makes it 9-6. Minute and 8 seconds in the first quarter. And it is now 10-6. London is down by 4. They can't afford to let them get creeping as Howard's in the game now. London fans want a foul out of that, but that's not going to happen. So we got Howard and Craner, Lamerson, Jordan, and Mason in the game for London. We're down to a minute.
Good
into Jordan. She got to make them count.
It's all right. Good work.
Ten to 6.
We blocked her shot.
Yeah. And never left our feet.
I know that.
Craner makes an attempt to save that one and couldn't quite reach it. So it's 10 to 6 now, out of bounds to Bexley.
If she falls down a few more times, they won't have to wash the floor tonight.
She's sliding all over the place.
Good.
Lamerson on the move.
Foul.
And I didn't see that one going up to make it.
You didn't think she went up to make it?
I didn't look like it to me. It looked like the ball was just thrown up there, looking for a foul. There was no follow through. The shot looked like it almost came from her, clear down on her shoulder. Woo! Right place at the right time. Lamerson right there. Here she comes again. Good cross. There's what she's got to do. There's what she's got to do. I've seen that happening before it ended. She made up for that last one. So she gets them respectable with a score of 10 to 8.
That's the kind of thing she did in the 8th grade.
And she's going to have to continue to do it up here in the 9th grade because they're all counting on her. That's quite a step from 8th grade to varsity.
She had that one all the way.
Good crossover.
I like what I see out of Rachel Jordan.
She's doing good so far.
She's very agile in there and has good hands.
I think she may have played maybe 2 games. Let me see where we're at here.
Yeah, I've seen her name in the paper a couple times.
Last home game was January the 2nd, so they've had 1, 2. They've had 2 games since they were here, so I think she's played in 2 games.
No,
This is Bexley.
They've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, we did the Licking Valley. This is 26.
Yeah, we did do Licking Valley.
This is 26.
Yeah, they played at Licking Valley.
Yeah. So we're into the second quarter, and Craner's going to go to the line shooting 2.
That was on Lindsay Macklin, her first team foul number 5 on the line shooting 2. Ashley Craner.
Fouls are pretty close. London has 16 fouls, and the Lions have 5. That makes Craner 0 for 3 from the line so far. And she is shooting
70%.
Yep.
69.2.
So there's one of them. They got
good.
Howard in there for a little quickness. And the quickness pays off as we get a turnover. Now we're going to a 2-2-1. Shelly Howard, was that a 3?
No.
shot that like she knew what she was doing. And we got another turnover, and London took the lead on Howard's shot. Makes it 11-10. So now we have in the game, we have Howard, Lamerson, Craner, Jordan, and Brady. Brady's back in when she got 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, early in the first quarter. That's passed right at her feet. These Bexley girls are coming out running and following through. They're going to get Brady for another one.
That girl might be 5'7", but she knows what putting the ball in the basket means.
Fouls on Jordan.
Jordan, her second. Team down number 7. Goals by
I think Brady thought it was on her there for a minute. She's starting to sweat. Man, it's a common thing anymore to see all these big knee braces and ankle braces. These kids will have more arthritis when they get 30 years old. And so Bexley takes the lead once again, back up to 13-11. Craner over to Brady. She finishes it. Count it. And one. They did use the board. What do you think, Carl? Got a question for you, Lou. I'm inbounding the ball. I step on the black line when I throw it in. Whistle blows. What's the call? And Brady makes a 3-point play out of it.
If your foot hit the black line before the ball left your hand, it's the other team's out. If the ball left your hand before you touch the line, then it's ball inbounds.
Okay.
What'd they say? What happened?
Just a minute. Watch his play. So then we'll turn it the other way. I step on the line when I'm in play. What's the whistle blows? What's the call?
You step on the line.
Yeah. When I'm in, and it's our ball, and I step on the line, out of bounds line.
It's the other team out.
So the out of bounds line can't be inbound and out of bounds too.
Well, the out of bounds line is
out of bounds.
Is out of bounds.
So if you step on it when you're throwing it in, you're still out of bounds. So there's no call. It's not like football where you break the plane.
So it's both ways. It's not both ways.
No, I've seen it called wrong. You're still out of bounds even if you step on the line. You don't step over the line.
Mm-hmm.
London went ahead while we was running our mouth in, and we didn't call it. And I don't know who did it.
Who made London's basket, Carl?
14-13. Craner after a double bounce, and number 11, Carrie LaCroix is going to get a foul. And we are in 1-1. We're all counting on you, Ashley. She's 1 for 4 right now. Yeah. 1 for 5. Oh, Brady comes off strong with that one. London's on the run. Slow it up, back it up, and set it up. Mason turn around, uses the board, good one. We'll give her 3 points on there for using the board.
Lovely.
Good
nice
hustle.
Steal and a nice pass off.
Getting into that passing lane.
Pass, good.
Right.
Lamerson.
There's where that fake you were talking about would come in handy, Carl. Show the ball fake, get them off the ground, off their feet.
She did the right thing though. She caught it and just tried to get it up.
Yeah, you're right.
She knew the block was coming.
Craner goes hard to the bucket. Lost control of the ball on the way up.
Oh.
Lamerson with the steal. She's looking, Craner. She's going to do it herself. No good. Go ahead, girl. Mason, up strong.
You were right all the way, weren't you?
18 to 13.
You said she was going to have a breakout game.
I sure hope this is time for her to have one. 18 to 13. Yep, she just broke a foul. And that's her second one. That might put her on the bench.
Fouls on Shannon Mason for second. Team foul number 8 on the line, shooting 2, Gary LeBlanc.
I would think a big person like that should be able to block that shot without getting a foul called.
Usually the big people is the ones get the foul. Even if they don't even move, they're so big, they get beat up, beat around, and get the fouls called on them also. Then they end up going after somebody like Shaq. If he'd have hit that guy, he took his head off. There's the ones we got to have. When they're right in your hand.
13.
So that
sequence brought them back in the game.
18-16 now.
It was a 3-point play the hard way.
London's still up by 2. Craner with the high lob pass to her. She converts. I thought they were showing throwing that. The Wilt Chamberlain never said Craner. Good move. Oh, and it won't go. Can't finish.
Bad.
In trouble. Parlett makes it on the other end.
Actually did a nice thing where she hesitated a little bit to let the defender go by, but she lost her composure and couldn't get it up there.
We got 3.5 minutes to go. London's on a... Oh. Craner takes the brunt of it, and she gets the foul called on her too. Oh, he did? The other guy, and that's the guy you were talking about. That's the guy you were talking about that was good. So he ruled the first call. And the official wants an explanation on this. Okay, the hand signal from the top roof like that is a charge. I'm not clear on what he just did. He's agreeing with him. The guy on the other end's agreeing that made the call. He said he meant that the girl with the ball pushed. Where can you get this kind of excitement for $5? Might even let you in for $4.50 if you're a senior. I don't know what it costs for a senior to get in. What'd they charge you, Lou?
There's a lot of places that really let the seniors in real cheap. Good
rebound as Craner misses it. Those girls are getting down the floor and getting too many second shots. Their second shots has accounted for probably 8 of their points. Yep, 20 to 20 now. I don't think Bexley expected this, and without Clifton in the game, everybody's stepping up the pressure. See, there's what I was talking about just a while ago. We were still looking the other way, and here comes the offender with the ball. The girl dribbling the ball is coming down through there, and we got our backs to it. You got to get down there. If you're going to do that, you got to get down there and turn around and get set.
You know, I think London is moving the ball real good, and so is Bexley. I mean, they're both dribbling the ball and bringing it down and passing well, but things just aren't clicking all the way. But 20 to 20, decent score.
Yeah. Especially without Clifton, and then she's probably our leading scorer. She just turned her game around and gets an ankle injury. And I believe Craner's going to go to the line. Shooting 2.
Foul was on Maggie Stone, her second. Team foul number 9. On the line shooting 2. Ashley Craner.
Yeah, we're all counting on you, Craner. 20-20 is the score.
Since you gave her stats, man, you just messed her up.
I can't say nothing. Well, we got that one anyway. She's about 50% from the line now. I had her 2 for 5, but she didn't shoot the second. She missed the front end of 1-and-1s. Makes both of them. So London goes on top by 2, 22-20. I don't know what kind of score it was the first half of the. Whoa, Craner threw a block. And you're going to get her for a foul. That's an automatic, natural reaction that Craner just did. And it takes a lot of, I don't know what you say.
A lot of restraint, a lot of patience to avoid doing it. Because you got to try for the ball.
It's automatic.
You want to try to get the ball. And you get that close and get a foul. I think they call that over the back a little too tight.
Especially when there's no harm. She didn't even move the girl.
No. She didn't injure her.
Well, nothing, with exception of the foul on Craner, nothing bad come out of that. We got the ball back. I believe I either post Craner or Lamberson up. With their moves, they can get loose in there and put some points on the board. We'll see. Look! Did you see him fighting through that picks?
Yeah, Alethea couldn't get through.
I know.
She wanted to go over to the corner, I think.
Yeah, it's number 34. She's a big girl. She's only 5'7", but she's stocky. I haven't seen them getting trapped too many times. Get a lot of good looks, too.
52.
And they're going to call them, and she never touched her. Didn't look like it, but the way she swung her hand across her head, it looked like it drew the foul. That's 3 on Brady. They better get her out of there now. Well, they will. Mason be coming back in. I was talking to Coach Klein. He said, with the exception of a couple games, he feels like we're pretty much on the win streak column that we were capable of doing. So there's a couple games he felt like we should have won, like the Johnson Alder game when we took them right down to the wire here. And I think Johnson Alder plays to the level of their competition. They don't really get after it until they're pressured. So we got a 1-point game now with a minute to go in the first half. 22-21. And who's it on? So we must be there in the bonus.
How can you hold on the offense?
Well, that's the guy you said was really good, so I'm not doubting the call.
Yeah. Evidently.
I'll have to look on the tape and see how that come down. That's Jordan's second foul. All of our post people got 2 fouls on them, with the exception of Brady, and she's got 3. Craner's going to go the distance and knock it in. She got 7 points this quarter. Gives her a total of 10. And
sheesh.
That call was called before it even happened.
Well, I wouldn't. If she doesn't move her hand this way, if she just goes straight up and tries to deflect the ball.
Instead of swinging across the ball. That's on Mason, wasn't it? That's her third. That's going to hurt the second half. Well, if that coach is smart, he's going to go right at them.
That's at 14, isn't it?
Yeah. Jill Carper at the line. She misses the second one. Better Chelsea back in the game, along with Lamerson, Jordan, Craner, and Mason. That's your London lineup. London's going to hold the ball now. We're leading with 20 seconds to go by 2 points, 24-22. Going to halftime with a lead.
Holding for one shot.
Got 8 seconds. And Lamerson comes back with the ball. She looks at the scoreboard. 3 seconds. Craner puts it up. No buzzer beater this time. So London will go in at halftime with a score of 24-22.
I saw one of the parents down there, and they said, this is not going to be fun tonight. And I said, well, I've seen enough indication that they could stay with them so far.
And, yeah, even without Clifton, they're one of their main inside post people. We're not doing too bad. I'll give you a little quick rundown on the scoring here. We got, I got Howard with 2 points. And she was just in, and she come in late in the second quarter, I believe it was. And we got Craner. We had 3 in the first, and ended up with 10 in the first half. Mason's got 7, but she's also got 3 fouls. Craner's got 2 fouls. And Brady has 3 to round out the scoring for London. Lamerson has 2. I missed her 2 points. She got in the first quarter. But the big thing we're looking at right now is we got Brady and Mason, and with 2 fouls. Jordan with those 2 with 3 fouls. Brady and Mason.
Well, Brady and Mason both have 3?
Both have 3. Jordan's got 2, and Craner's got 2. So we're right in the old borderline on the fouls part there.
It's scary.
It is.
If they lose one of those, they need 2 of them in the game at all times.
Well, I know they went up there, and from what I understand, they were at least 25 points down in the fourth quarter. So I don't know how the game finally ended up, but they took quite a licking.
Yeah, but it seemed to me like on the other hand, Bexley had a tremendous first half, and they were ahead almost like 40-20, and then the second half, London played them even. So that's how many times you see that, where one quarter they might outscore 16-8, and then the other 3 quarters are all even. The game scores an 8-point victory for the other team.
Yeah,
and the 3 quarters played even, and
the game was won in the first quarter.
Yep.
Very well put. Okay, well, anyway, this is a pretty good, exciting game so far. If London can keep up the intensity and keep the pressure on, I think we got a good chance of pulling it out.
Well, Bexley looks like they have the possibility of spurting.
Yeah.
They have the possibility of spurting. They move the ball well. They run well. When they get it down, hit some very easy shots. So I'm holding on, hoping they don't get their spurt.
Okay, well, that's enough from us, Carl. So if you want to go to camera 3 with that, I'm waiting on you to take it to camera 3.
Yeah.
No. I'm just smiling. 7 minutes to go in halftime, and you see the scoreboard there, 24-22. This game, second half starts. We've seen a very good first half so far. Do you think London can come out the third quarter? From what I've been watching these girls here and seeing in the paper in the away games, has been their downfall.
Well, Bexley has 11 wins, so they've beat some good people along the way. And as I said before we left at the half, they've got the ability to spurt, I think, more than London does. And as far as I'm concerned, you get a spurt or 2, get 6-8 points in a row, the game's over.
Yeah.
I had to laugh coming driving over here that the announcer said it's going to be very tough for Ohio State to come back from 15 points down in 1 minute. Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I watched the start of it. It is on Channel 10, the regular channel, so I was able to watch some of it up here before the game here started. Got a chance to watch Dayton.
First of all, for Bexley,
Who were they playing?
At Xavier. Xavier cleaned their clock.
Yeah, I heard Xavier won, but I didn't know who they played.
Number 33, Paulette. For the Red Raiders, number 14, Ashley Kramer. Number 22, Alethea Lamberson. Number 42, Chelsea Better. Number 44, Shannon Mason. And number 52, Jessica Brady.
So there you have the starting lineups. And two of our starters have 3 fouls. Brady and Mason. So that's going to be a touchy subject in there. If I was the other team, I'd go right at them. London going to a zone. We've been playing a man or a zone before. Who'd they call it on?
Mason.
I don't. Nope. It's on Mason. That could have went either way. That's her 4th foul. A lot of that foul there could be depending on where the official's standing. From this angle here, it looked like the other girl made the foul. From the other side, it probably looked like Mason initiated the contact. Well, that looked like a double dribble. Well, there goes that spurt you're talking about.
22.
Tie ball game now.
Oh.
And we're going to get a foul on number 22.
I don't think anyone's going to argue that foul.
Maggie Stone. That's Maggie's 3rd foul. It's getting a little physical out there. 3rd quarter has been our downfall. London boys have been putting some good quarters together.
Look down, girl. The referee.
He did. That was a good call. She stole the ball in the backcourt, went across, and then come back to head the other way. It was stole so close to the line.
I would call that a real sharp call.
It was a good call. That's your official. You said he was good in it. And everything he's done so far has been on the money. And you know what the point of that call was? Control. She had control. Now, had she been fumbling the ball and did that, well, then it would have been a different story. But she actually dribbled the ball twice before she went across the line. 24-24. Inbounds, and those didn't have enough strength to get it up. London's packing it in real pretty tight. Them 3-point shooters start unleashing and letting them fly and look out. Distance. Craner with the rebound. London's on the attack, and that ball is the ball is being dribbled right in front of the defender's hand. She even touched it a couple times. Lamerson inside. She gets the call. She'll go shooting too. I told him post her up, didn't I?
The pass barely got through there. She threw it over the defender's head, and the defender had her hands there, went right through like a field goal.
You know what? That is one of the easiest passes to make. You shoot that ball right across the top of somebody's head.
Yeah, but she had to be closer to the defender. She should have taken a dribble in towards her and then passed it, but
yeah,
she got it through. Let me see what Alethea is shooting on the free throws.
Why don't you see what Alicia's shooting on free throws? Don't even say. Don't even say.
You know, she's
good on it. She's shooting 100% tonight.
She's only 37%.
Yeah, but she's 100 tonight. So London's on top once again at 26-24. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Oh. That ball was tipping around on 2 or 3 hands up there. Goes over to Blue. Is London ready for this inbounds play? She threaded the needle, didn't she? And we have a tie ball game at 5:50, third quarter. Jordan, you got to catch the ball. Jordan's wide open for an easy 2 and doesn't get a handle on the ball. She hasn't played over a couple games, I don't think so. This is getting her feet wet. First home game that I know of. Oh, how many steps has she allowed? 28-26. I counted 3 before she released the ball. And Crandon's being pressured all the way down the floor. And the foul goes on number 13. Jennifer Saldano. 2-point game right now with 5:20 to go. London's on losing in right now with 28-26.
Oh, no, ref. I am sorry.
It looked pretty though, didn't it?
Gee, many Christmas. That was beautiful.
It sure looked good.
Boy, that was a nice move.
Looked like she knew what she was doing, didn't she? These girls have played together a long time. There we go. 31-26. There's that quick run you were talking about.
That's that girl's first basket.
Well, what's her number?
20.
Let me see that sheet of paper right there.
Sorry. She is a scorer.
15 points the last game.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously she is a scorer. She's averaging 15. And that Saldano number 13 is averaging 9. And number 21, Greenhut, had a couple double-doubles.
She's not going to get a double-double tonight. Unless it's rebound and fouls or steals.
Well, we got a 5-point difference now with Bexley on top. 31-26.
Timeout, 11.
Coach is trying to draw up an inbounds play. There was a lot of hustle on the blue team's part to keep that from working.
They put the clamp on.
They sure did.
Not allowing the inbounds pass. Oh, there's some drinking going on in the stands over there.
What are they drinking? Deja Blue.
I'm not into that water. I got it. Huh? Yeah. I got some new water in the Old Mountain water.
31-26.
That's one of those little cardinal things you hope never happens. You can explain it, show them, and everything, but
run behind the backboard and throw it into the back of the board. How about that pass?
All right.
That was a scoot and skip pass there. 33-26, like you said.
Yep.
The third quarter's been this team's downfall. Out of bounds.
How many has London scored this quarter? Just 2 points?
Yeah, 2 free throws by Lamerson.
That's what they had against that Circleville game, where they had something like 4 points the whole second half. Missed the pass.
And Mustang's going to foul out. That's Brady's fourth.
That was on Jessica Brady, her fourth, team foul number 2.
She stayed quite a while, but coach doesn't have too much left on the bench to work with down there. 33-26.
Rachel missed the pass on that. She got the ball, should have looked over. They're double teaming her.
Howard goes in there to try to get that rebound, and she's fouled.
That was on Maggie Stone, her fourth.
Maggie Stone picked up 4 fouls. We got a few people with both teams with 4 fouls. Get Stone out real quick and put in 21. Greenhut, she's the one that had a double-double.
Take a sophomore out and put in another sophomore.
London is totally frustrated right now. There's got to be a way to get that ball in bounds. What they did, they let him get it in and force him to that corner. Now you got 2 more defenders, the baselines and the sideline. So 2 people instead of 4 is got you cornered there.
That's why I like to put the biggest person down there, just about right in front of the coach.
Yeah.
Throw it up in the air and let him keep it up in the air and let her turn around and look down. She got 3 places to throw it to. Because you get a little person in that corner and they double team her.
Yeah.
It's a tough job.
33-26. London's down 7 now. Trying to force it into Brady. And that's touchy because she's got 4 fouls.
I swear, I think Bexley's a good basketball team, and I think this coach is a good basketball coach, but I don't think he's teaching shooting. I think he's teaching running and passing and dribbling and everything else. And they're a bunch of smart girls. They have a lot of what do they call it, a feel for the game.
Yeah.
They can do a lot of things on their own that you'll never have to teach them. But
shooting is not one of their better qualities, huh?
They are close on almost all their shots, but I think that's because their technique is off myself. So that's like standing up in church when everyone else stays seated.
Mason's back in now. She's playing with 4 fouls. And we still got 3 minutes, or a little better than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Oh, good move.
Same thing she did the last time.
Only they didn't call it. She makes that move pretty quick, don't she?
Yes, she does, and I'll tell you, I'd get her working on the left hand. If she does a little left hand work about 50 times a day, it's only going to take 10 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes a day working on that left hand.
Oh, yeah.
She done good with the right hand there. That's her first point at home on this floor this year. She's broke the ice now. It's time to let her go.
Look at that.
Boy, they release that ball quick.
Look at that. Oh, that girl missed a pass. That was a 2-on-1 dead to rights.
Beautiful 2-on-1.
She missed the pass.
But she drew the foul.
That was Olivia Lamberson, her second, team foul number 5. The line shooting 2, Dana Greenhut.
So we're looking at 33-27 now. And
what's the wrong?
Dana Greenhut's on the line. Craner was tying her shoe.
Is that 21?
Yeah, Greenhut. She ain't very big. How big is Greenhut? 5'6", 223 pounds. And we got over back finally on number 33, Anna Parlett.
That was on Anna Parlett, her third, team foul number 6.
I was watching Herschel Walker the other day. You know, he never lifted weight in his life. It looks like Superman.
What was he on?
Sit-ups. Oh, Craner tries, can't get the roll. She'll go to the line shooting 2.
That was on Dana Greenhut, her second, team foul number
Everything he
7.
did was natural. Where he went to school was a little school and he didn't have weights and all that kind of stuff.
On the line shooting
And
2.
so when he went to college and went to pros, he just stuck with what he was doing. And squats and sit-ups and just all kind of just normal exercise. Man's cut like me.
It looks. You're about a twin.
Oh, twin what? Like Schwarzenegger and what's the other little guy in Twins? Yeah. Craner gets her first point in the second half. London scored a total of 4 points in this quarter. And they're down 34-28. We need to get another basket here before, try at least get it down to 5 points. 4 points. She took it strong. That's the senior. Number 13.
That was on Chelsea Banner, her first, team foul number 6. Goal was by Jennifer Solday, who was on the line, shooting 1.
Heather picks up her first foul. 2:25 left in the third quarter. So Dano makes it a 3-point play. That pass is almost right into the defender's hand. Craner with the putback. 7-point game. Good hustle. And Feather gets on the floor, and it's a jump ball. Which way the flag? In London. Flag's going toward London. You go, girl. Letha made the save, and Chelsea dove to the floor. Letha pushed off, took the pass.
Oh, no.
No comment.
I would rather just say if a bounce pass is easier to catch than a straight pass. But that was right on her. That was right in her midsection.
No comment.
Right in her midsection.
37-30. See her right there. I believe it's taking the foul. But what harm was done there?
She barely touched her.
If anything, Jordan jumped backwards. But I'm not saying that causes Jordan. I'm just saying that type of foul there is a really tough foul to call. 37-30. London's trying to put a little hustle. They got 6 points in this quarter. Still down 7. On the floor, travel. I'd like to see Mason just get upset and start playing. She's too easy going. Craner wants to try to make something happen. Try to get a bounce pass through there, but it was deflected. Count the bucket, and Lamerson's going to get a foul. That's called in your face, taking it to him.
Foul is on Lamerson, her third, team foul number 7. The goal was by Jennifer Sedano, who is on the line.
And all Lethea did was roll with the punches. Yeah, roll with the punch. And probably her mistake was moving. Unless she, fall down.
Oh no.
Our big girls are scared to go after it. And they're slowly inching away, Lou. 41-30.
Yeah.
11-point difference.
I was afraid of.
Still got a minute left in the third quarter. I finally got a chance, like I said before, to watch my nephew play. They played, and the girls played a night game tonight, so I was able to stay home and watch them play Dayton, but play Xavier. Xavier wore them out.
I wonder why London decided to play a girls' game on a Saturday night when they always play in the afternoon. Must have decided to give them a night game, I guess, on a Saturday night.
Well, there's nothing else going on, I guess, so. A lot of times when they play in the afternoon, the boys are playing somewhere at night. Feather goes in, good pass, but no finish. Rachel Brother made a good catch, but no finish. And it's 41-30, counting down the seconds in the third quarter. And they're just going to run the clock out, try to bring London out, and London says, go right ahead. Number 21, that's a chick that has had the double-double. She's working on it. Makes it 43-30.
You got 7 points.
In the third quarter.
Boy, oh boy, did we have a quarter. 2,
that was
4,
a big
6,
turnaround
8,
there.
10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18. 21 points.
Big third quarter.
More points that quarter than they almost than they had the whole first half.
Yep.
The next home game is Saturday, February the 12th, when they host the Rams from Whitehall. Game time 1 o'clock. Bexley's next game is this
next Saturday is 1 o'clock.
When they travel to play Worthington Christian, game time 5:30. Once again, Bexley's next game this Tuesday, January 29th, when they travel to play Worthington.
See, they got a 1 o'clock game next Saturday, but the boys got a game Saturday too. Carl, you going to? February the 2nd. The boys play away that night at West Jeff next Saturday. That's probably what's happened. When they play in the afternoon, the boys have a game at night somewhere. (43-30). Starting the fourth quarter. Good pick by Craner. She's going to go the distance. Craner with 2. Now's the time we got to dig in quick early this quarter. So we can cut that lead. It's 11 right now. Can't do it that way.
That girl is a shooter. She has looked, I criticized her on her first shot, and she made 5 in a row, so give the poor girl a chance. Oh, another one of those. Boy, have we seen a lot of those. Shoot, miss, and jump on the back. Give me my ball back. I want to do it again.
Been one of those nights. And they're back up again. 13 now. Slowly getting way out of control. See, Howard's coming back in the game, so we're going to have Howard. She's in for Lamerson. Yep. Almost the whole team's ready to foul out. Mason's got 4. Lamerson's got 4. Craner's got 3. Brady's already fouled out. Oh, Rachel's got a stride. I wonder if she runs track. Rainer's trying to pick up the slack. Thing of it is, we can't trade baskets now. We got to get some stops here. Get some turnovers and turn them into points. Sheesh.
Girl loves that shot.
Well, they know we're not going to foul if we can help it. So they're going to take it to us and try to make us foul and hope it goes in. 47-34. The lead stays at 13. 6.5 minutes left in the contest.
Some people over in the stands are coaching a little bit.
You've always got your armchair coaches, though. And odds are it's a parent. See, he's got to come out of that zone and come out there. He don't have time to let them run that much clock off being down that far. Lindsay Mackle puts it up to so we're in the bonus now.
Fouls on that far left, her 4th. Team foul number 9.
Okay, it's only 9. They put that 9 up there awful quick.
On the line, shooting one of those, actually, Craner.
Craner going to the line shooting. The official told the coach to get away from the players.
He's not allowed to talk to him?
Evidently, he had 2 of them over there coaching.
He's not allowed to talk to him when he's standing there? I would.
He was out
on the court?
He was on the court. I don't know if that's why he said that or not. I'll check that one out, too. $36-49, still at 13. They just threw it to an open spot and said, get it. That's Jordan's.
Foul is on Rachel Jordan, her 4th. Team foul number 9.
Yeah. 4 fouls on Jordan. So now we got Mason with 4, Jordan with 4, Lamerson with 4. Brady fouled out, Craner with 3.
Keep going, Gary. You won't get in the game.
Hey, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Go down and they better call the medics because I had a heart attack. So that makes it 50-36. Takes the lead up to 14 now. Think basket. Get in, ball. Little keep away there.
Rachel was tapping it about 3 times and she just couldn't get a grip on it.
Arnett goes up with the left hand. I missed that. I saw Craner falling sideways to throw it in.
Fouls on Dana Greenup, her third. Team foul number 10. On the line shooting 2, Ashley Craner.
Craner shooting 2. Good on the first one. That gives her 18 points. But London's down 52-37. 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in this contest. Can't get the second one to fall. Her own player went down. It's called a charge on that. There goes that little double player.
You got 9 points.
Dana Greenup. Craner not only drew all the defense to her, but she took them with her right into Rachel. And they know that all they got to do is go around him because you can't foul, you can't be aggressive. So it's just a matter of how much now. 56-37, like I told you before, they got us for over 20, 25 points the last time.
Well, Bexley's always had a big girl for the last 6 years. Remember, they had the one girl that went and played volleyball for Ohio State.
Right.
And then they had another big girl after that for 2 or 3 years. And they don't
had
have
a couple twins. Had a set of twins over there a few years back, Smith girls.
They went
really mean.
One went to Cincinnati or something on track.
Yeah, they were good. So we're looking at the scoreboard right now. It's 56-37 with 3.5 minutes. Lou, what do you do?
Did you see where Holbrook was high point scorer the other night for Pickerington? Pickerington.
Was that at
Western?
I was going to go to that game. I went over to over there when they played Westerville. I'll tell you what, that little guard they got, Packer, is the real deal. She is tough.
But there'll never be another Katie Smith, probably.
Katie's something else. Katie's still doing it, ain't she?
Yeah, she's the Energizer Bunny. You'd think you'd almost want to give it up after a little bit, just do something else. I guess depending on how much money she's making. Her father was a dentist, and she was going to go to dental school, but
yeah, every level she's been at, she's been a superstar.
Next is going to kill the clock. They're going to just run it out.
I think they're going to attack. You hear everybody holler shot?
Oh!
Kill the clock, huh? Oh man, that'd have been Greenup's chance to make a double-double. She's got 10 assists, 9 points.
He's doing that in his head.
He's got the points. Kelsey got picked clean that time.
Oh, Lindsay Macklin.
And coach wants another timeout.
Bexley.
Got 2 minutes to go, and Bexley just went up 21 points. 58-37. Right there.
Well, I still don't think Bexley has really shot the ball that well. They've just gotten a lot of drives.
Yeah.
There's a lot of difference.
They've put us in a foul situation where those drives are paying off. They know they can go in there. We can't really contest them. They've been going to the hoop strong, and they have not quit attacking.
They're heady ball players.
So we're down to the 2-minute mark. Get a chance to pick up little Jimmy, our school board vice president over there, little Jimmy. See little Jimmy with the red hat on? Yeah, that's our school board vice president, little Jimmy. That's all I need to say. Hello, little Jimmy. How you doing, buddy?
Last name.
I'm not going to tell you. It's little Jimmy. He'll like that. I can't say it on the air now because I'll even mess up my little joke. No, his last name's Roddy. Jim Roddy. Got a toss in to Rachel Jordan, and we got a call over the back. It's on the floor.
That was on Jill Tucker, her first team foul with 10.
Jordan's going to go to the line.
Shooting 2 is Rachel Jordan.
Shooting 2. Is it 10? Yeah. Okay. Did it go? I'm looking at the book. In and out. .20 game now, 58-20, 38. Let's see if we can get it to about 14. They're pretty good at reacting to the ball. They don't even see the ball. They watch the offensive player, and soon their hands go up, theirs goes up too. Oh, good jump stop. Soldano, she's been averaging 9. Well, what she's got today. 60-38. And Lamerson's runner to the side won't go in. And here comes the double-double, girl. Green Hut, little ball hand. Look at here, Carl. What do you think? Threw it away.
It's a turnover. You got to subtract one of the assists off.
You think that's part of her double-double, a turnover? Timeout, Blue, with 43.3 seconds.
And Bexley.
That he did? What was that call? He called timeout.
He called timeout to get a sub in. That's what he did.
Okay. So then...
but then he said, we're ready to play.
And he asked this coach
if they want his timeout.
Yeah.
So they let him have it. He took a full timeout so they could have it. And that's good courtesy move there. Coach Wade Brockwell. Yeah, we take all the timeouts we can get. We're ready to get out of here. 60-38. And they're just having a ball down there.
There's something funny.
Huh? Yeah, when you're winning like this, it's all fun. Especially when the coach is not jumping on your case. Little Jimmy. Little Jimmy and his wife are one of our supporters. They've been supporting us for years. And we appreciate that. Oh, Lamerson's going to get a free one. Craner. Uh-oh, Rachel's going to foul out. Didn't quite make it.
Fouls on Rachel Jordan, her fifth. Team foul number 10.
Jeez. That's three. All three big men fouled out.
On the line, shooting.
Yeah, three big women, yeah. That don't sound right, big women. Our post players.
The taller players.
Our taller players. And we're replaced by the shortest girl on the team, Howard. It's all up to you now. 60-40, get out ball. Oop, there's her double.
21.
That's 10, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Double-double. 10 turnovers, 10 assists, 10 points. Triple-double. 11. Green Hut. A lot of times you can watch a person run, especially girls, and tell what kind of athlete they are. 6 seconds. Foul out. 3 seconds left, and we got to travel. Turnover. Can we capitalize on this? And they're still playing pressure defense with 3/10 of a second, or 3 seconds. Shoot it. And she let her fly, and that ends the game with a score of 62-40.
Unofficial scoring in this basketball game. First of all, for Bexley, Carrie Lavoie, 7 points. Jennifer Soldado, 11 points.
I've got
Carter, 1 point.
we got some good sportsmanship going down there. Kids are shaking hands, and I'm looking at London scoring. I got Howard with 2. I've got Lamerson with 4. Jordan with 2, 40, and Mason ended up with 7, Brady with 3, and leading the Red Raiders with 20 points was Ashley Craner. And what do you got over there? Anybody big?
Saldana with 12, and Green Hut with 11, and Carper with 9, with 3 high scores.
So there you have it.
They had a lot of people
22 for Craner.
Bexley's pretty deep. They got about 8 players that play evenly out there.
Yeah, they done a really good job. And it's one of them games that's kind of hard to call because at halftime we was right in the game big time, and all of a sudden that third quarter coming. I think that's been their downfall almost the whole season.
How many points did we score the third quarter?
Third quarter we got 2, 4, 6 points.
6 points, and we had 21.
Yeah. So anyway, final score was 62-40, and London took it on the chin that time. So
London plays at West Jeff next Thursday.
Let's be sure. I got it on the. It's on the.
Yes. It's West Jeff. West Jeff on Thursday.
West Jeff's away on Thursday.
And then home here next Saturday afternoon.
Right. So in the meantime, this is Gary McNeil
and Lou Mott
saying, "Well, got Carl King on the camera, and I'll see you, but I wouldn't want to be you. Am I cool? Adios. Good night. Arrivederci. Take me home." We're in the second half of the reserve game, London and Bexley, and the score is 15 Bexley and 11 London in the third quarter. And we'll try to keep up with these girls' names. On the floor for London, we have Wilson and Lori Bennett, April Isaacs. Who's the tall girl? 14. Annie Baldwin and Katie Daniels for London. Oh, no call there. There had to be. That I don't like to see a no call lead to a score. That's when it's really a bad no call. If nothing comes bad out of it, you can deal with it. Good pass from Wilson over to Baldwin, and it won't go. She throws one up. It's short. Here comes the Lions. Bexley Lions. Courtney Carper knocked that one in. She's number 13. That runs the score up to 19-11. Wilson putting a lot of pressure on the ball. Almost forced the turnover. Good hustle by Wilson there. Turnaround jumper by Amanda Suter, and it doesn't go. And here comes London on the attack. Pass to Amy Baldwin, back out to Bennett. Over to Isaacs. Katie Daniels down on the low block. Now we got two girls coming up high. And we got a foul.
Foul on Amanda Suter, her second. Team foul number 1.
I know it. Almost got a 5 count there. Steal tapped away by Wilson. Jillian McLean's in the game now for London. Wilson tried to split 2 defenders and got picked. Good hustle by Bennett to stop the first girl, but let the second girl go. Did you see that? She stopped the first girl, and they stood there and watched the second girl make the shot. Guess she thought she had some help coming. London's getting bare and digging herself in a hole. 21-11. Right now they're 9-6 overall. Pretty good. Pretty good record for the reserve girls. As Annie Baldwin gets that rebound, and Wilson tied up out front over to Bennett. Amanda Henry's in the game now. Amanda Henry, they're going to get her for over the back.
Fouls on Amanda Henry, her first team foul number 1.
That is a hard call. Number 20 up top, that's Maria Scheib. Looks inside. A lot of white hands, and they're going to get a foul call. We got 2:27 left in the third quarter. And the scores Bexley 21, London 11. This is reserve contest. London girls. Wow, they got her for a travel, and she ran into a brick wall there. You think it was? I got a feeling it was too. Wilson heard the big key eye sound in the background here and let her fly. That was one of the girls calling for the ball inside. I think Wilson just threw it to the sound. Still, Wilson's on the loose. And it's good. It pays off, that hustle. You keep at it. Eventually you're going to get one. I hear her dad out there. Oh. I know, they're all hollering. Timeout blue.
Foul on number 34, Yvonne Wilson, her third, team foul number 3. 30-second timeout, Bexley.
Timeout, Bexley. Score 21-13. Work on some real, every now and then, right in your face shots. Just bring, what's that coach's name? Lexi Evans. I write that down here. Oh, Lexi. She's done a decent job. She's 9-6. I'm sure she's under Coach Klein's supervision. A lot of hands around that ball. She's got to step out. Sarah Medley knocks that, and then you got to step up to that ball. Ooh, was that a skip pass? We got a jump ball. But there was a situation where our Bexley girl was coming down the floor on the dribble, had her head up, seeing open player. Yeah, the person she passed to was perfect pass, but just wasn't able to finish. The point being, trying to be made is you got to see the floor when you're dribbling. You can't see the wood, but see the whole floor. Really getting away now. 25-13 now. Harper makes that basket. Ooh, that hit her right now. Didn't get no over the back that time. That long, tall girl with number 32, how tall is she? 6-foot sophomore. Them girls will let it fly, won't they? Hey, 42. Jillian McLean has a buzzer beater as we end the third quarter. 15 for London and 25 for Bexley. Losing by 10. Somebody said that they really like what the boys are doing, but they don't understand why they always make it so hard in the fourth quarter. Everything's close in the fourth quarter. Like you can just go out there and get 50 points whenever you feel like it. But I think that Klein has done a really good job. This Bexley team beat these girls, varsity girls, last time pretty bad. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of changes Klein is able to make, things he's able to do. It's time for an upgrade. Miss McLean, she's a hustler. See Katie Daniels, I haven't seen her hardly get to touch the ball much. I'm pretty sure she can score. It was close. She was in the air. As long as you're in the air, you're okay. It's where you land, not where you left from. It used to be where you left from. That's a good move earlier. Somebody's been watching us, Carl. You wonder why I say somebody's been watching us. Wilson just stole the ball, and she come up on the ball. She tipped it up instead of most girls will reach in and try to slap it down. She tipped it up, and that's what we've been trying to preach for quite a while, that's the way to steal the ball is to tip up. It's hard for them to call a foul if you're coming up that way. Pressure bites you. It's still 25-15. Just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Yep, but she hung on there. We got to get some looks into shooting. Got Bennett posting up, and she's fouled by number 24, Bethany Canfield.
That was on the Canfield.
And neither team was in it. Both teams have got all kind of fouls to give. London's only got 3 team fouls, and they've only got 2. Skip pass, there it is. A little bit too many Wheaties that time. That was a volleyball shot. Is that a pass? Went to the wrong player though. Played it to perfection. I don't see how the ball went in though. Said that right English on there. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. That's just what I was calling for just a minute ago. I've been seeing her open quite a bit down there and they haven't even looked at her. (27-17) is still a 10-point game with 4 minutes to go now. I tell you what, Bexley's not, they got a 10-point lead, but they're not sitting on the ball. They're attacking. McLean, get in. Jillian, yeah, I want him kind of roll around the top and dropped in.
That was on Sarah Manley, her second. Team foul number 3.
McLean will go to the line. She got a chance to make a 3-point play out of it. Who's that pirate over there, Carl? That pirate over there? Below the scoreboard? Yeah, right down below it, right in front there. With the red scarf on. Give me a shot of him. Standing up there. Is that a pirate? There we go. Oh no, that's big 5-0. You go 5-0. Shiver me timbers. 27-19. London's got single digits now. 8 points down with 3:40 to go. We have a sparse crowd on Saturday night. Oh, yep. Another pirate. Which one is that? I'm not sure who that is. Is that Lamerson? I can't tell. McLean, chance to make a 3-pointer out of it. No good. London, Wilson hustles in there and gets that rebound. Shot. McLean jump shot. Won't go. Daniels for the rebound. Wilson gets up and she's fouled on the shot. She'll go to the line shooting 2.
That was on Bethany Canfield, her third, team foul number 4. On the line shooting 2, Yolanda Wilson.
Mott either got busy or forgot about me.
He got time.
Yeah, he does. Wilson misses the first one. Got another chance to cut that lead to 7 with 3.5 minutes to go. And she hits the second one. Cuts that lead to 7. 27-20 in favor of Bexley. London's got the pressure on. Good little ball handle there. Done a good job faking left, turn around, went back right. Crossed to the halfway mark. 3 minutes to go. Look at this crossover this little girl's doing on us. Got the girls falling down. Well, they're getting a lot of open looks. .250 to go in the contest. McLean. No, that's McLean shooting there. Let me be sure. 32 is Isaacs, 42 is McLean. Wilson, Bennett, and Daniels round out the lineup. And we're going to get a foul on Isaacs.
Foul is on April Isaacs, her second, team foul number 4. Line shooting 2,
Annie Baldwin set to go in. Sarah Manley, and she misses the first one. Katie Daniels gets a break. 2:25 to go on the clock. That's a tall girl, 32. He's letting them play.
That was on Lauren Bennett, her third, team foul number 5. On the line shooting 2 is Catherine Smith.
$27-20. Catherine Smith on the line. Ball comes off the line, and there's a mad scramble in there. We got a jump ball. Yeah. Yeah, come right up, skim right off the top. Uh-oh. See her change her mind in midair. It was a good pass. This Baldwin just couldn't convert it into a basket. Still a 7-point game. 27-20. Favor of Bexley. I was trying to eavesdrop in on Lexi Evans, what she was trying to tell the girls. They're going into the old keep-away mode here. Little stall, minute and a half to go. And they're doing a good job of it because London is not putting much pressure. They got to pressure everybody. You can't just pressure one. And it turns into a shot. Annie Baldwin's going to get a foul on that one.
Foul is on Amy Baldwin, her third. Team foul number 6.
We were pressuring the ball. We weren't pressuring the people who were receiving the ball. See there? Nobody on her. Nobody on her. You can't allow them to make that pass, period. We're about 2 steps too late. And that was a jump ball before it was a foul. The ball went up, the ball was tagged by hands, and then eventually the hand came off, grabbed the wrist, the foul was called.
On the line, shoot the one bonus, Catherine Smith.
And it's still 20-27 as Catherine Smith. She's at the line again. She's there just a minute ago. $28 down. 20 now. Corey Bennett gets that one. And the 6-footer went down and hurt herself. She's in pain. Number 32, not enough pain not to get the ball. She got him off of her too, didn't she? Look at her, she's hurting. She hurt herself on that last rebound attempt. She's crying now. She's not asking to come out though. Unless she's going to shoot. Katie Daniels goes back in for Baldwin, who just fouled out. She shot out. She jumped after she shot. Watch it, just shot jump. Ooh. 32. Jill Bennett. She's trying to break up. Come out with a smile.
Team foul number 9. On the line, shoot the one bonus, Jill Bennett.
They've been pounding her in there. I think it's because half her shoes is white and half of her is blue. There's that shot jump. You're supposed to come up on your toes when you do shoot a foul shot. Good leverage. Bennett went in amongst the trees and one of the limbs got him. Got 16 seconds. I heard somebody in the stand say, "Don't foul."
Fouls on Lori Bennett for 4. Team foul number 10. On the line, shooting 2.
Is that Clifton on crutches? It sure is, ain't it? Oh man, I'm looking forward to see her perform today. I just read in the paper where she got 20-some the other night. Now she can't walk. Man, that's a blow. I don't know. "11 seconds to go in this contest, and I think I can safely say that was too. Oh, that is Wilson.
Yeah, 32 still fine. Okay.
She's been hurting for the last 5 minutes. Oh, what's the matter with her? She must be in some big-time pain. As a move there, Wilson took the ball between the other player's legs. That got a rise out of the fans. Little globetrotter move there. Looked like a jump ball to me. Okay, Lou the Mop Man just rolled in the back door. We got some problems tonight. Yeah, I see Jordan stressed. Hey coach, how you doing? And that ends this contest, and the reserves will go to 9 and 7, losing 20 to 32. Good night.
1 point. 1 point. Amanda Suter, 2 points.